ahead and take a seat up on the table for me.
Oh my goodness. This thing looks like a torture table. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
No, it's actually quite comfortable.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong now?
I'm going to give you your kill switch, so if you have to use the restroom or sneeze.
Oh, you know it's bad when you have to have a kill switch.
Hey, this is Art with the Health Benefits Network, where we give you the scoop on the latest innovations and ideas about health, healthcare, and health benefits that can make your life better. Now today, I'm here because my left arm is numb. I've got something going on in my neck. It hurts, it's painful, I can't sleep, I can't lay on my left side, I can't lay on my right side. So I've been doing some research and I wanted to try this new therapy I heard about on the internet. It's like back stretching, but like to the extreme. And so I went out and did some research and some homework, and I found Dr. Dave Mason, who's here with me today. And Dave owns one of these crazy machines that stretches your back in funny ways. And we're going to talk about that today because I'm ready. I got to get this problem sorted out. So Dave, tell me about this thing you got here, this machine. What's it called again?
It is the accu-SPINA Spinal Decompression Table.
The accu-SPINA Spinal Decompression Table. That's a big word for a back stretcher, but apparently it works really well. So you've got a lot of experience with this thing. You're not going to test it out on me, right?
No, it's our third one, so we've got quite a bit of experience.
Your third time or your third machine?
Third table, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not as worried anymore.
No, not third session.
It looks like a torture table on the internet. The pictures of it looks a little. Is it painful?
It's not painful. I mean, it's actually very relieving once you're on the table. Most people come into the office in quite a bit of pain, and while they're on the table, they get the most relief.
Interesting. So this buzzing, this numbness in my arm that I'm feeling right now, what's that all about? Is that...
Most likely it's being caused by some pressure on the nerve, maybe by disc material or arthritis, and it's similar to if you were to pinch a hose and that water stops flowing. Same thing. You pinch the nerve, that nerve is going to send signals down the arm to sort of protect and guard, and it's quite painful.
It is painful. I mean, it aches. My whole arm aches, and sometimes, I mean, it feels like it's only like if you fell asleep on it and it had no blood left in it. I wonder, is that lack of blood or is it just lack of nerves?
It's compression on the nerve.
On the nerve.
So not lack of, but a signal being sent by the nerve that, hey, something's not right.
That's crazy because it feels like, there's no blood in there. It feels like, like I hit it with a hammer and there's no feeling
it's very
at all.
Similar to that.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Well, so how's this work? What does it do? And is it a one-shot deal? Like in and out, I'm done?
So it works, it's a multiple session treatment protocol. You're going to be in the office about 10 times over the course of 4 weeks. And the table is a very gentle decompression visit. So for either neck for you or for lumbar spine for other patients, they're going to get on the table. We're going to strap them to the table either with the cervical portion or the lumbar portion.
The lumbar portion, that's the lower part where that would be more like a sciatica leg pain kind of thing, right?
Correct, yes. So it takes you through a very gentle oscillative treatment. So it's going to increase in weight, it's going to get to a high point, and then it's going to oscillate depending on how high we set the oscillation, and then it's going to drop down and then go back up and take them through a very gentle decompression protocol.
Interesting. Well, that's not like any chiropractics I've ever heard of before. I mean, I'm used to, is my back going to pop during this thing or?
No, it shouldn't. No, you should just have relief in it almost will feel like a stretch. The stretch you've been trying to do to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't
the one you just can't get on your own. Yeah, you keep trying. My gosh, I have been to more massage sessions since this injury, and nothing seems to help.
Yeah. Massage is a good symptom reliever, but this is going to actually treat the cause of all of the systemic and extremity pain that you have.
Oh, symptoms versus cause. Okay. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Right, because I can't get in there and stretch this on my own.
It's very difficult. It helps quite a bit and it speeds up the process. All right, Art. Go ahead and take a seat up on the table for me. And I'm going to have you help me out a little bit. So take your hands and I want you to press in on the side of these pads for me to a pressure that you deem comfortable.
Okay, that's good.
And I'm going to tighten these down. All right, we're going to strap down here so your head doesn't lift up off the table. How's that, comfortable?
I'm not going anywhere.
No, you're not. All right, lastly, we're going to lift the legs for me. Place this underneath. Good, how's that?
Oh, I've never been more comfortable.
All right, We're going to need to lift the table here to get the belt free of any snags.
Oh, what could possibly go wrong now?
Okay, I'm going to give you your kill switch, so if you have to use the restroom or sneeze, this will...
Oh, you know it's bad when you have to have a kill switch.
Okay, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to roll. Stretch away.
Okay, here we go. So you can hear the wheel pulling. Here we have our blue target line, and the red is our actual weight that's being pulled. He's being pulled today at 28 pounds at an angle of 20 degrees. The 20 degrees is going to focus on the lower part of his neck where he's actually having that disc irritation.
Oh yeah, I can feel it stretching now.
So you can see the red is the actual, and the blue is the target.
Do I look any taller? I feel taller.
And you can see slowly but surely that belt is tractioning his neck. These saw teeth looking jagged edges on this graph is actually the oscillation that this table is known for. So it's going to get to 28 pounds, but it's constantly going to oscillate 3 pounds up and down. That allows for Art to not feel the stretch as much, so his body's not going to fight that stretch, but it also is going to pump fluids in and out of that disc constantly. So this is why this table speeds up the process about half, or cuts the process into about half. Usually decompression protocols are about 20 visits in length. This table will cut it to about 10 because of that oscillation technology.
So, okay, so I have to come, like you said, 10 times maybe over 4 weeks.
Correct.
Right, so that's going to be like a couple of times a week, plus or minus?
We do about 3 times a week for 3-ish weeks. So it gets you to about 10 visits after the 3rd week.
And how does that work? I mean, do I just pay with my insurance or do I pay with cash? What's the way to go about that?
So unfortunately, I would say almost all insurance providers do not cover spinal decompression. So we offer package prices for the patient to bring the cost down for them. We sell a 10-pack to the patient, or they have the option to pay a la carte each time they come in. So yeah, you can use cash, credit card, whatever they want, but the package price is much better than the pay per visit.
So once we go through this 10 sessions or whatever, and I guess we just kind of figure out when it feels good and it's ostensibly healed, is there any follow-up to it, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it depends on the patient. Some people come in with acute pain, the injury just occurred, and usually 10 visits is all they need. But sometimes we have patients come in that have been dealing with this injury for years. So the issue is definitely more chronic, and the body has definitely adapted to the situation they're in, so it's a bit more stubborn. So we'll reassess at the 10 visit mark and see if they need anything extra. But we usually see about 80 to 90% improvement within that 10 visits.
Okay, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that, because 80, 90% of what this would be way better.
Okay, well, this is our game ready device. It is a vasopneumatic compression unit that is going to pump ice water through. So it's going to have a pressure as well as a cold. It's just going to help with a little bit of inflammation. There you go. Plugs in.
I'm definitely hooked up to being outer space now. You see the water in there?
Yeah, so there's a bucket with ice in there.
It's so cold that it's blue. So, you know, I'm a cost sharing member, and so I checked before I came here, and my cost sharing will cover or pay for some of the chiropractic treatments. But how does this work with insurance? How does this work for people who have high deductible health insurance, for example?
Yeah, so for instance, anyone that comes in that wants to utilize their insurance, we're an out-of-network provider, so we will provide the patient with a super bill that they can then send to their insurance and get reimbursed. But they will pay up front and then be provided those documents. We try and explain to them that, you know, spinal decompression usually isn't covered, but we have had success almost 100% of the time with FSA and HSA programs.
Oh, so I can use my HSA dollars to pay for this type of treatment. Well, that's good to know. And I suppose, you know, at any price, it's better than a surgery too.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, in the last year, we've probably kept 4 people from having to get surgery. Not everyone needs surgery, but some people come in with, you know, massive atrophy of lower extremity, you know, unrelenting pain, and they were this close to getting surgery, but they wanted to try one more thing before they went in, and we've had 4 of those cases within the last 12 months.
Well, I hope I'm one too, because I've gotten really close to going and just seeing a surgeon and say, okay, deal with this, just figure it out. But that means fusing, if I'm not mistaken, vertebrae. They take out the disc and put the vertebrae and stick them together somehow?
There's a lot of different, yeah, depending on what's going on, they can do some crazy stuff. But the really interesting part about this machine is it's actually the only non-invasive medical device in the surgery museum in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting.
So it's a non-surgical device in a surgery museum. Surgical device
Wow. Well,
museum.
they must know something that I didn't know, because
Yeah.
obviously it works. Maybe they put it in the museum just to shame all the doctors, right?
Maybe.
All the surgery, all the wasted surgeries that have been done, and they could have been doing stretching exercises.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So this would be post-exam, kind of like a review of findings, is what we call it in our world. The area where you're having the most discomfort in your hand leads me to believe that you're dealing with a C7 T1 disc herniation. So we've got very, very little space between the two. This is the edge of the disc and annular fibers that encompass this nucleus. And then you've got the nerve root millimeters away. See that? You were mentioning sciatic last time or earlier. The sciatic nerve will control hamstring, some part of the glute, calf, bottom of the foot. And you've got the L4, L5 disc that's more lateral leg, lateral lower leg. So based on where you're feeling it, gives us a good idea of what's causing it because of that nerve control. So that's what I think is going on. And when we pull with the decompression table, it's going to pull the 2 vertebrae apart, and that disc is actually attached to the vertebra with fibers called Sharpie's fibers. When we do that, we're creating a negative pressure within the disc, which forces that nucleus centrally. So that nucleus right now is protruding, and when we create that negative vacuum-like pressure, it's going to drive that nucleus centrally away from the
Pull away from the nerve.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. So you might be wondering, what does all this have to do with the Health Benefits Network and medical cost sharing and all these things? But you know, we're here at the Health Benefits Network. We're all about helping people to explore new ways of treating old ailments. And technology has changed a lot, as we've seen with medical cost sharing being so much different than traditional health insurance. The same is true with modern advances in treatment, such as the accu-SPINA
Spinal decompression.
the accu-SPINA spinal decompression table, the back stretcher. This thing looks really cool. I can't wait to try this and to bring you ideas like this so that I'll try it out for you. And if you've got back pain, you got something going on with your neck or your lower back or your sciatica, maybe this will help you to open up a whole new realm of treatment, maybe not surgery, maybe not going to the orthopedic surgeon quite as readily before you try some alternatives. Maybe we'll try stem cell therapy next if this doesn't work. So, you know, I started looking for this spinal decompression therapy in all earnestness. I really wanted to, I've got to find a solution for this problem in my arm. And I did a lot of homework, and I kept coming back to Dr. Dave here. He's got a great practice here in Houston and 2 locations, one over in the River Oaks area just off of Allen Parkway, and then the other here in the Memorial area just off of Voss Drive. I didn't just like wander in here. I checked out Dave first. I actually tried to research some of his other patient feedback and research that as well. And then I came in here and I sat down to talk with Dave and find out, was this really something for me? And I'm a big believer. He's kind of won me over and convinced me that he can solve my problem with my neck and not have to go in and get somebody to cut it open and do all kinds of crazy things inside of my neck. That just sounds a little scary to me when they start messing with your spine that way. Insurance forces us into a box of care that they make money on, but maybe that's not the right care for you. Maybe something alternative like the accu-SPINA machine might be right for your back pain. And if you're suffering, don't get stuck with just what the insurance company is directing you to do. If you're having back pain, if you're suffering, if you've got sciatica or you got neck pain like I do with a numb arm, or maybe you're just having trouble sleeping at night because every which way you turn, your neck hurts, do your own research. Check out this new technology, this accu-spine stretching type of technology that Dave does here in his office. I don't think there's a whole lot of these machines available anywhere in the country, but I'm really excited about trying this and to get my back pain under control without surgery. And maybe you should do the same before you go straight to the back surgeon if you're having back pain as well. If you like this video, if this helped you in some way or another, please like it, share it with your friends, make your comments. If you'd like to give us some comments if you want us to do a video about some other type of treatment, because somebody you know has a back problem too.